The meeting's being recorded now, and I have a motion to open the meeting.
Motion to open.
All in favor? Aye. Public speak, is there anybody from the public who would like to talk right now? Okay, moving on. We do not have minutes, we'll continue that to the next meeting. Is there someone here from Peter Pan Cafe? Okay, we'll table that till the next meeting. You have 2 licenses for us to sign.
I do.
Veracruz.
So Veracruz Foods was approved by the ABCC, as was El Camelito.
And then we have a new fee schedule to discuss.
So I put together a fee schedule because we are currently, and I did it by population too and consulted with some other licensing clerks. We are really below collection fees and what other towns around us and population size-wise collect for fees. So I didn't know if that was something to look at. I know you had asked about the operating budget, so I attached an email from our auditor and our finance director. What used to happen was the licensing clerk got the money from the fees to pay for their position, but before I came on, that was moved back into a non-operating budget, now goes to general fund.
Okay.
So, there is no operating budget for licensing, it's all in general fund, so that would just go back to the city if we change the fees.
Okay, I was just interested in
Yep.
where they go,
Yep, so they would go into our general fund, for the city.
which we have no say about what goes
Right.
done with the general funds.
But, I mean, so I did it, I thought by population would be a best way to use example
Mhm.
of fee, of base fee. So you can see most people charge roughly around 2,000 by population.
So these other towns don't have application fees, like Wilbraham,
Well, that's, I
Northborough?
was having trouble finding that, so I don't know if that's why their all alcohol is 2,200 opposed to 13.
Right.
Because they're not spending the $50 an application.
Okay. I think,
It's definitely something maybe to look at into the future.
yeah, I would like to continue it because I would like Ray to be in on
Yeah, of course.
reviewing this too before any decisions are made. And if we have any questions, then we can ask them. So I'm going to continue that to the next meeting. Okay, now I'd like to open up the public hearing for the continuation for Hunt and Gather for their all alcohol license.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, good. So, did you put around the sign-in sheet?
I did it.
Oh, we need one.
We do.
Can I ask a small housekeeping question?
Yes.
I have a family engagement. Would it be possible to do my other matter right after this?
What is your other matter?
It's the 413.
Alteration of premises for Old Jarvis. I have a sign-in sheet if you guys don't mind signing.
If that works for you, if not, I will.
Oh, okay, sure, sure.
Appreciate it.
So do you have a revised application you're going to give us to
We
review?
have a revised cover page. Very little is revised. The seating capacity goes to 72. The square footage actually remains the same. Well, I think everything else remains the same, and we have an attached, actually more detailed.
But is that back room included now?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So how did your square footage stay the same?
The original application contemplated the square footage for the entire space.
Oh, okay.
Upon reviewing everything, we realized that, but the plan before didn't include the plan.
Okay.
So, and the seating capacity increased by
And
23.
And that is what we have, we don't have that in front of us, okay.
I have their original.
Yep.
So just require replacing the first page of the application. And,
So now this back here. Go ahead.
my clients are enthusiastic. They've had further communication with contractors and whatnot. They're excited about moving forward. I know that that you all had expressed reservation about the timing. They've confirmed that going live by the fall is doable. Realistically speaking, once the application is submitted to the ABCC, my experience, I'm not sure what yours is that it takes at least, under the best of circumstances, about 12 weeks for it to issue. It can be longer, it can be significantly longer.
Could be shorter too.
It
Yeah.
can be shorter, yeah,
Okay.
it has been. So they anticipate moving forward with opening by the early fall, mid-fall. I understand that there's a consideration, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, James, can I have that? Thank you.
I do understand that there'll be consideration of another alcohol license. And so if there are any questions that you have.
I'm sorry, I'm not following you.
Oh, my understanding is that there's a limited number of licenses and there's a possibility of another applicant applying for the same license available. Just want to make sure if there are any questions that you have.
No, this license is, there, no one comes in front of you, no. This is,
We have someone else applying for an all retail alcohol license today, girl.
they're ahead of us and we've already, if we sign off on this today.
Right.
That's my understanding. That's the
Right.
way in practice it works. It's-
Yeah,
you
I
wanna
mean,
make
their
sure that-
application was in here and we've already done a site visit and everything. So we are fine with this.
Okay. So it was gonna be there was
Groom,
some,
I think is different than this. Groom is going for the license that goes with the building.
no.
Okay, well, this is here first, so we have to address this first.
I would agree with that.
No, well, that's the
Okay.
way it is.
Okay, I didn't know that we could table.
No, not when the application was in first, and this
Okay.
was already in the process.
Okay,
So if we denied this.
right.
Yes, but I don't think we're gonna deny it unless you have some issues.
No, not at all.
Okay.
And I don't have any issues. We did our site visit on the 11th, and we had no issues there. So I don't have,
And we appreciate your feedback about updating the plans now as opposed to
yes.
waiting. Thank
So,
you.
can I have a motion?
Motion to accept the application. To approve the application.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So now we need
Yeah.
our paperwork to sign.
I didn't have paperwork for that, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, we can sign it and,
Yeah. I didn't know that we would be signing off on that today, I thought it was gonna go.
so we will sign it off
Yeah.
and it will get sent to
As soon as
the
we get the
ABCC.
Great.
Paperwork.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
Okay, now,
And if it isn't too much of an inconvenience, is it okay?
no, we can do that, that's fine. And here's that. And so I'd now like to open the public hearing for Old Jarvis, an alteration of premise at, what is the address there?
40.5 Holyoke Street.
40.5 Quayo Street. Isn't that on the front page here?
It's further in.
You would think you would have it right on the front page. Okay, would you like to tell us what you're doing here?
Well, in essence, are you familiar with the property, the location of the property?
And where it is?
So between the building, just right outside the front facade of the building, Kristen wants to have a little patio area. About 4 tables, 2 chairs per table, fenced in, really nice looking, as a place for guests to sit outside and look at the mountain while they have a beverage. Entrance to and from the patio area would strictly be through the facility. It wouldn't be, through walking to the fenced area. That's kind of.
Is there an exit, though, if people had to get out for fire?
Yes.
So it has like a crash bar that they can go out, but you can't come in, correct?
Correct. And I'm sorry, I'm not sure if it'll technically be a crash bar, but there'll be space available so that it's easy for people and accessible path to exit. I'm sure
Not following you.
whether it's a crash bar or a gate that opens and closes, there would be something to permit people to exit if there's an emergency.
Okay, so this is the fence, this plastic,
That's correct.
and will there be like a waitress service out there? Do they have waitresses in this bar?
They have servers. I think the plan would be for employees to go out and check on patrons, but they would probably be feeling that out as they go, whether or not patrons would go inside or go through the chemical.
Because the issue, this is the issue that we've had with this in the past. So they are out right on Hoyoke Street here,
Mhm.
this little patio. Anybody going by can walk over and say, oh, pass me your drink over the fence, because there's not a wait staff out there. We've had this issue with other establishments in town, the different ways that they've handled it. One had an opening that from the bar that they could see outside with like a window. Another had a camera system set up, that there was a camera at the bar with the camera pointing out to the patio. Without a wait service that's constantly out there monitoring, this is not a good idea. The fence would have to be higher. It would have to be like a 7-foot fence, which is defeating what you want it for. You want it so they have a view of the mountain. So I think at this point, you need to give us alternates on what they're planning on doing as far as how they're gonna monitor the patio.
Would it be possible to put a condition on it that they'd be able to maintain regular view of the patio, be it either by video surveillance or, the only reason I hesitate to say necessarily video surveillance, although I'm certain if we make that condition, we'll be happy to do that. It's very inexpensive to set up for them. But I'm trying to recall, it's possible that they can actually see the entire patio area from the bar where.
You see, there's no picture here of what the bar looks like. All this is an assessor's map, it looks like.
Yep.
So I don't know what the exterior, have you ever been in?
No.
I've never been in here, so I don't even know where the bar is in here.
Well,
So I'm,
could we make it a condition that they set up video monitors so that it's possible to view?
I'd like to see this.
yeah, I would like to have a site visit on to here, and
Okay.
we could set that up for, are you available on next Monday?
Yes.
Could we meet down there at 5 o'clock next Monday?
I am certain that you can. If for whatever reason I discovered otherwise, which I can't fathom that would be the case.
Okay.
I'll be in touch, but yeah, that should be fine.
You guys got that at 5?
Yeah,
Monday at 5 at the site.
Yes.
We meet at the site.
yes.
Yeah, those, they don't take long. I didn't have Board of Health at 6, so.
Yeah, we won't be,
Okay.
we just need, I need to see like where the
Yeah.
bar is and if they're gonna do one or the other, and that gives you time too to speak to your client on
Sure.
different things that they would wanna do.
So Monday at 5 would be the site visit, and
Yep.
then just, should we get on to the next hearing?
Yep, it will be continued to the next hearing, which would be, May 6th.
At 5 p.m.
Yep,
Or I would say 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay?
all right.
Sounds good.
Okay, we
Okay.
will see you next Monday.
All right, look forward to it.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Okay.
See you.
Now we'll go back to the public hearing for Groom Barber Shop, 82 and a half Cottage Street. Hi, and your name is?
Tony Valley.
So apparently there is some confusion here. We don't have a license. You are in a building though that has a over quota license. So that was what I thought you were coming in for.
No, my landlord told me I'm not eligible to receive that one.
Your landlord doesn't own that license.
It's not
The
him.
city of Easthampton owns that license. It's not his license.
So how would he go about obtaining that license?
He
The
just,
landlord?
like he did here, the landlord has nothing to do with it. It goes with that property.
So I have spoken to someone else who's looking to get space in that building, and he told that female that he would be more apt to give her the license.
It's not up to
Nope.
him to give that license.
No, it's not his at all.
He doesn't have a say in that license.
So how do we get that license?
We already have it back. They gave it back.
Okay.
Off the map when they left. They should have surrendered the license to us.
So it's not the landlord's decision?
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's
No.
how he has made it.
No, it was
Okay.
off the maps license, but it is an over quota license, so it is tied to the property that it was at.
But it's up to this board to
Gotcha.
issue the license
Okay,
to.
so I apologize for any confusion on that part. It's because it was conveyed to me by someone else looking to rent property there that they would be entitled to that license. And I know Mr. Cavalli also spoke with the landlord and had some trouble trying to get the license as well. So we thought he had to seek an all-new license.
Nope. Nope, he has to do an application and everything. We
Which he-
have a license for that premise.
Okay, he has done a full application and his due diligence, and I gave you guys the packet of what he has done for you guys to take a look at.
So you understand what's going on? Kinda. Sure?
Yes.
So it's
no.
not the landlord's say to tell you no,
Oh, good.
No, it is, it is
like
not.
he has,
It-
so.
It's,
Okay.
it's ours.
So it's up to them.
So, tell us,
Well, I have just opened on Thursday, a 4-chair barbershop in Cottage Street, 82 and a half. And we are looking to offer, we're gonna have 1 or 2 local from the city, because we have great breweries here. 1 or 2 beers on tap, and we're gonna have like 1 bourbon and 1 scotch.
okay, we have to stop for a second. Your application is for wine and malt beverages.
So that, we couldn't get that to change on the computer for 1 to all. And because it included cordials, we thought that that would be okay, because that would be the bourbon. So that includes wine, malt, bourbon. And the ABCC site wouldn't let us alter that.
Okay. All right, continue on. This is just every hurdle here. Go ahead.
You only knew.
So it's a
So
call.
we'd have one bourbon, one scotch, and maybe one or two reds and one or two white wines on hand.
So someone gets a haircut, they get a drink?
Yes, ma'am, while you're getting a haircut, while you're waiting to get a haircut, sit and sip on a beverage.
I did that at my salon last week. I had a glass of wine and my hair good.
Did you pay for it?
I did not.
Okay. Or your salon would be shut down.
Right, no, I know.
So, I have a few problems with this idea. Tell me first what you think, in your business plan, what do you feel that your income, how much of your income is going to be derived from alcoholic sales?
Not much. We're not a bar. This isn't, this is a one or two drink place. Our main focus on our main business is cutting hair. So, there's not gonna be people stumbling around or anything like that. We're not getting people sloshed or, we have a high, our prices for our haircuts are up there. So we're going for the high end, like a luxury, atmosphere. And, so this isn't like a frat party. We're not gonna be serving underage kids or anything like that. This is a professional atmosphere. We're looking to attract, doctors, lawyers, people. We're looking to mostly work on appointments, because we understand that professional people have time is money, and no one wants to sit around in a barber shop waiting to get in. So if I can get in at 2:30 or 4 o'clock today, boom, I can get in at 4 o'clock. And if I can have a sarsaparilla while I do it, it's my relaxing time. So why not?
Well, I totally understand that. I look at it that the over-quota licenses that were granted to the city, in the spirit of them, they were first to be offered to mill, businesses that were coming into the mill district, to help bring businesses into the mill district. You are asking us to give one of our, right now, a license for, it sounds like your income, if you sell $20 a week in alcohol, you're not even gonna cover what your liquor license is a year.
Oh, I think we're gonna sell a lot more than $20 in a day, ma'am.
Well, that's why I asked you, in your
Oh,
business plan,
well-
what are your
Well, I
alcoholic
don't-
beverage sales?
I don't have a projected number. There's no projected number there. If we do we could do average one drink an hour, 8 drinks a day, perhaps. I don't know. I don't have a model to go off this. This is like a European model, and they have these down in the Dominican, and in other countries, they have bars attached to barbershops. So I don't really have anything to go off of locally for you as to what my projected income is going to be. I'm hoping it's going to be much more than $20, otherwise I wouldn't be. Because I understand there's a cost for, I have to get the kegerator, there's the purchasing cost of all the alcohol and stuff up front, so.
Right, you can only buy from certain companies, and, you don't get to go out and go to the corner store and buy you a bottle of wine and sell it that way. You have to only buy from, there's a list of distributors that you can buy from. And the reason why you don't want to be like other haircutting places, and it's a
Because I could
You
give it
offer
away.
it as a service.
Because I can give it away, a half a beer and one shot of alcohol, I can give it away, but then that's gonna bring in the ABC and other people of how many are you giving? What are you, that I'm trying to do everything on the books, by the books and up front.
No,
It's-
you're allowed to.
it's more-
You're allowed to offer to your clientele if they're sitting there and having a drink.
Right, but if I'm gonna Would you rather sell someone something or give them something?
Well, I would rather a restaurant whose business really depends on alcohol sales, I would rather see them getting the liquor license, and being truthful here, you know, their sales depend on it. That's how they make their income, or a bar. But, you know, a barber shop, you're not giving me an idea of how much you're
Okay.
anticipating your sales are gonna be, 60%?
Well, I can tell you that there was, my master barber was the head barber at the Works in South Hadley, and they have been notorious for behind-the-scenes drinking, and they've been investigated a bunch of times, because all hours of the day, gentlemen are coming in and they're bringing cans of beer, they're bringing bottles of beer, they're wanting to drink underneath, you know, they're wanting to hold bottles and cans underneath their aprons while they're getting cuts. You know, it's you know, like cops and EMTs and firefighters who get off at 8 o'clock in the morning and it's their midnight, and they're coming to get a haircut at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they wanna have a drink and unwind. So, I can't give you concrete, hard evidence of it. I can only give you the experience of what is the draw for it and what the need for it is.
Stan, you have some questions?
Every client I've talked, every client I said, oh, we're applying for a liquor license. And they're like, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing I've ever heard. I just started my Facebook page for the company in February or January. And I have over 600 likes, and everyone is rating. And in fact, an older gentleman came in on Saturday, and he was like, you know, I'll have a scotch. And I said, well, we don't have a liquor license yet. And he's like, well, what? This is the only reason I came in here. You know, joking, of course.
It's novel.
Are there any other barbershops around locally that have this, that you know of, that have a
I know
liquor license?
Of a salon that does, I'm not sure of the exact one, no.
I don't know, I'd like to speak to somebody, if there is, or see it. I would like to see what their alcohol sales are compared to, you know, their other business.
With respect to that, ma'am, my clientele in Holyoke and my clientele in Easthampton are not gonna be the same. We're not targeting the same audience. So I don't think that getting a comparative, there are no classy barbershops in Western Mass. There are no high-end barbershops to go on. There was Hero in Northampton, but they went under. All the other ones are like $15 to $20 ones, get you in, get you out, flip it over. There's no real high-end shops out there.
What's your price on high end?
$25.
25.
Well, you can ask us a question.
The sale of what he anticipates to be selling each drink at for profit, like is it gonna be that profitable?
So you're saying that someone's gonna have a $25 haircut and they're gonna get a $10 drink, or $5 glass of wine, or $10 drink?
5 or 6, I was thinking like $6 or $7. I don't know the exact number because I don't know the distributors' figures because there's so many different ones. So I have a ballpark, but I was thinking about $5 to $7 for a beer and $5 to $7 per drink.
And are you there 24/7, or, you know, you're their person, you are the manager
Yes,
for the
ma'am.
liquor license, so you will be there at all times?
I will be there as much as I can physically be there.
Well, everybody that's gonna be there is gonna be
Tip
tip certified, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I don't see any certifications here.
We haven't done that yet because we don't have our license yet.
I think it's kind of a cool idea
Mm.
myself. Cottage Street is developing its own vibe. I think this kind of fits in with it. I agree with your concern about, this is like, we're very limited on liquor licenses. This building has been sitting on one for a long time. And I think that as long as they're following the regulations, they're getting tip certified. I think it fits in with the vibe of Cottage Street.
All right, then let's schedule a site visit.
Yeah.
And we'll, next Monday, when we do the other one?
Yeah.
One right after the other?
So it'll be
Just
like,
walk that, yeah.
yeah, you're gonna have time to do that, go from
Yeah.
there to there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we can't walk. We can't
Well,
walk from
Not walk,
413.
but one to the next.
On to the next. So do a site visit.
Okay, so we'll be down to the site on Monday, the 8th, at probably like about 5:20. And we'll continue this to our next meeting, which will be 5/6.
You need to be in the process of getting tip certified in that time.
Yep, you should, because the application's gonna go in, he's gonna have to, that's gonna have to go with the application.
Everyone getting tip certified in the process?
Yes, ma'am.
And you might wanna reach out to the landlord, and
Yeah.
there should be, is there a copy of his lease in here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Can you connect with me this week with your landlord's info?
I will
Or before you?
be with you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock.
Sure.
Does that work, or?
I'm here
yeah,
at 7:30.
Perfect.
Okay, we will see you next Monday.
Thank you so much.
All right, now open up the public hearing for the special one day for Northampton Radio Beer Festival at Eastworks.
So I gave you guys a copy of the top page. I didn't know what works best for you. You guys will have to let me know so I can adjust your process. But this is the actual application, and I gave you guys a copy of just that top page.
Oh, and something that you gave me, I have that today?
Yeah, so you guys would have it before the meeting, just this top sheet here.
Oh, I don't have it. All I had was the 2 applications, I think. Well, maybe I'm lying. Well, what do I have here? Liquor license issue, that's
I put them
Wheeler.
in the order of the meeting.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I do
Just
have
so
it.
you can look at
I
them.
just make things up sometimes. Okay, is there somebody here from the, where are we from, the radio station?
Northampton Radio, Amy Gobert.
Hi. So tell us about your,
So Ubeer this is the 5th year that this is happening at Eastworks. We have about 400 guests as they come into the event. Their IDs are checked. We have a Easthampton police officer on site at the entrance. All the entrances are blocked with people checking IDs, or you have to have wristbands to enter. We do not admit anybody under the age of 21, no children, no babies, no strollers, nothing like that. We do have a designated driver ticket available for a reduced price, and we have 14 individual breweries that attend and 2 distributors, and all have to have tip certification, and we are collecting that information and we'll submit that to prove that everybody has a tip certification. There's been no incidents to date. Generally it.
she doesn't have the tip
So
certification yet?
I did say that, I explained to
Mark. He's
that
sick, yeah.
tips needed to be submitted at the time of the special one day.
Okay. Which is today?
Yeah, he had to have everything by today.
Okay, he did not tell me that. He's home with
She's
the
here
flu,
on behalf
unfortunately.
of Mark, who was home
Yeah.
sick. He did call today and say he was sick, so.
And I don't see your, there's no liability insurance,
I have an application here that I printed from his file for liability. I don't know, he said he submitted that as well.
Liquor liability and tips was supposed to be, I I should have checked prior to the meeting.
That's the application, though.
Yeah.
I hate
Okay.
that they
We need the
have
actual
it.
liquor liability.
The actual, okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to get that from him because I don't have.
So you're,
So actual liquor liability.
so this is for August 27th?
No, it's April.
April 27th. Well, we can sign off on it, but it's not leaving until everything gets,
Okay. So
To
the tip
Lindsay.
certification and the actual liability certificate are the
Yeah.
two things that you need.
yep.
Okay. And that's basically as soon as possible. That those are needed. Okay. I will let him know.
So, Stan, can you make a motion and include those two things that I just said? That we'll approve it, but
Make
they
a
need-
motion to approve, but it'll have to have the certification and the insurance, liability insurance.
Before it will
before
be
we-
released.
Before it's
Yes.
released. Motion to.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, you need to fill these out. I can see.
Okay. I didn't know who filled that portion out.
Oh, you do.
Okay.
That's you. That's the license. Okay. There's that one.
Thank you.
So that has to stay with
Yeah.
you, but that's. All right, now we have the next one. This is a special one day for Gigantic for June 8th.
Hi, for you.
Okay, would you like to tell us what your one day is for?
It's to record cultural chaos, so we can serve on the street, the rest of the vendors.
Okay, so you understand how that works with the special one days when you have a liquor license? So you have to have a separate cash register outside, you can't, they can't take an alcoholic beverage from inside to outside.
Right.
Can't buy something inside, take it outside, vice versa, you can't buy it outside, take it inside. Your sales have to be separate for what's outside
Yep.
than what's inside.
I had one question with respect to that, which is, we're still allowed to do prep inside, correct?
When you say prep, what is prep?
Well, if we have to, put a drink, if we get an order for a drink outside, are we allowed to have someone prep it inside and bring it out?
I believe so, I don't think
Okay.
that's a problem, yeah, I don't think that's a problem, as long as it's your wait staff person that's, tip
point.
certified. That's
Everyone will be
excellent.
tips.
Yeah,
Everyone is CertSafe certified, which I
Okay.
was told by the ABCC is interchangeable with CERTS.
okay. And my understanding this year, they've changed it, it used to be you had to have your area roped off and people had to stay in your area, but is it still so that they're doing the whole street is open?
They are looking into doing that. That's up to the chief of police.
We'll be prepared for other contingencies.
Okay.
That's up to the chief of police and the Department of Health.
Yes, so I don't know, so if the street is not closed, you need to have
We'll have
a
it open.
corridor off area.
Sure.
If the street's open, they just have to purchase it outside your business.
Got it.
Any questions, Stan?
No.
Okay, could I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
You have to say what it is. This is a little.
Motion to approve gigantic one-day license for June 8th, 2019 for Cultural Chaos.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Let me see. That's the only one we got for cultural chaos?
So far.
Oh.
We're trying to be on.
You're way ahead of everyone else.
And thank goodness, because he was testing my knowledge coming on here.
Good, I'm glad I could be of some service. Am I writing you a check right now?
Please.
City of Easthampton.
Oh, you have a check right here.
Oh, does
What's
he
this?
already?
No, this is, what is this for? Oh, this is, you've got abandons on there in the back. I was like, oh my God, that's way too much money.
Yeah. Nice staple abandons to this.
Yes.
I did.
What's the amount?
125. Correct? Am I correct, Lindsay? I think it is.
Hold, please. My chart
Oh, no, it might be more.
Because it's for profit.
Yeah.
So it,
Not yet, we're getting there.
sorry. No, special one day isn't included on this sheet.
This is our new clerk.
Sorry, it's not included on this sheet that we have.
I believe it's 125.
Yeah, it's 125
I think
plus,
I think it's 50 for the application and 75.
I know
for
it's
the-
50 for the application, but I don't know about for-profit, so that's the only thing.
I know we're for profit and it's, we get 75.
yeah, it's 75 plus 50.
125, please.
I was right.
I'm
from the
gonna get
beginning.
better at this as we go on, I promise.
We'll grow together.
Thank you.
Okay, so we signed that, right? And so she just needs to fill out the front face of it and she'll call you and you can come pick up your
That's great.
permit, okay?
Okay, thank you all so much.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Vince.
Okay, now I'd like to open the public hearing for abandoned building brewery for the Food Truck Fridays, yes.
Here are our tips certifications.
Oh, great, perfect.
Anything different this year? Looks like more.
It is the same number as last year. So there is, Matt Karlecki for Abandoned Building Brewery. So there is our one on May 11th for our 5th year anniversary party. So the time is different from those. That is from noon to 9, I
Mhm.
believe I have on the license. And that'll be in our outdoor parking lot behind Mill 142. We're gonna have an entrance where people are ID'd and wristbanded. And there's a fence that goes around the entire outdoor event. We have an outdoor, we set up a beer garden with live music and some food trucks. And then the setup is exactly the same for our Food Truck Fridays, which start on May 24th and run every other Friday through October. The time frame for those is from 5 till 9 p.m. But yes, same location as last year. Everything will be the same. We're just hoping to get better at what we do.
And if it rains this year, are you gonna move it inside?
So in the past, when we've had rain, we've never canceled them before. We usually start them and then it starts to rain. We've never had to move them inside. People just, we have some pop-up tent. People just drop their drinks, run inside. And then when usually the rain stops, they come back outside.
Well, and you'll have a bigger inside area now.
We'll have a
too.
larger inside area too, so if we get a situation where there's, it starts off very nice and then the rain comes and we have a few more than, we've had in the past, we've had these days where it's, cloudy and rainy and we get 50, 60 people that show up and then it starts to pour and the diehards hang around. But for the most part, they've been great weather and they're outdoor events.
It's 13 day permits. I have no other questions, Stan?
Have there been any incidents?
No, we haven't had any
Okay.
problems or complaints.
Except the guy that brings his goat all the time.
Yeah, there is a,
I'm not kidding you. there's
He
a
brings
guy-
his goat.
He does.
yeah, so it's
He
an,
really
it's an
does.
outdoor event, so it is,
People bring their dogs and one guy brings his goat.
it's a family and animal
The
friendly
goat
event.
jumps on the table once in a while.
We don't like the guy that brings the goat either.
That's not a bad thing.
No, it's not, it's, people get a kick out of it sometimes.
I have goats.
I've never seen one on a leash before, so that's the funny part usually.
Okay, could I have a motion?
Motion to approve license request for Food Truck Fridays for the abandoned building for all the dates listed on the application.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
All right, thank you very much.
thank you.
Yeah, I'll be by sometime.
Tomorrow, anytime this week.
Okay, yeah, probably won't be tomorrow, but probably before Friday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Okay, let's see, what else do we have here? So just an update, what's going on with Peter Pan. He did not show up, we continued to the next meeting, but today, when the Department of Revenue found out that they were coming before us in regards to their liquor license, they headed over here to try to seize the liquor license for the asset part of it, to sell it at auction to pay their back taxes that are owed. Which I informed them that I did not think that they had the right to do that, because we did not think that the entity that the license was in, it didn't exist, so technically they were serving alcohol without a license. So until such time as legal counsel was consulted, that I didn't think that they had a license to seize, that they would be seizing an asset of the city of Easthampton's. So Lindsay spoke to the DOR supervisor, the woman who was here from DOR, and everybody kind of went back to their seats to think about this.
So I don't know what happens if they go to sell an inactive license, that's gonna,
Yeah, well, that's what I explained to her.
Yeah.
You're selling something, someone pays a lot of money for it to be determined down the road that it wasn't theirs to sell. That could be a problem.
so I'm still waiting to hear back from legal counsel on what to do.
Did they place a lien on it?
There's a lien probably at the registry of deeds I haven't seen yet on their property, but this was an asset that they could sell right away, so that's why they were going for the liquor license. But I don't even know if that's an asset that they could sell. Apparently, she thought, yes, it was. She was very determined.
She was very assertive.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
So if I get a call back from Ralph saying it was an active license, then does it go to them, or does
Yep.
it? Okay.
yep, then.
So then I just give them a copy of the license, and we're still waiting for Robert or Sandra to bring in the actual physical?
Yeah, but then it's all just gonna be paperwork. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't really care if they have that piece of paper or not.
Okay.
You know, they know it's an asset of the company's.
Okay.
So. But I don't know if Ralph has the call on it. It still goes back to, if the entity does not exist at the Secretary of State's, did they have a actual liquor license? Because the paperwork that they signed for us that says under pains and penalties that everything is true, they signed that and it wasn't true on their application.
Right.
You know, in that one place where they
Right.
have to sign,
Right.
that everything that they're providing us is true. Well, it wasn't true.
Okay.
So that we issued a license based on that we thought that entity existed.
Right, and that's what they asked me, then why do we issue it to them? I said, well, we did what we had to for the ABCC, and they fulfilled the city requirements as well. So you fulfilled city requirements in ABCC to the best of our knowledge.
Right.
Based on what they said, so that's why we renewed their license.
Right.
I had no idea of knowing they owed.
Well, it doesn't have to do with they owed money. It was that we did not know that the LLC no longer existed, because they were stating that it did.
Right.
Okay, any other questions, concerns, issues? Then could I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.